There is a city on this earth where every street corner holds a story and every lit window hides a dream. A city built by immigrants, driven by ambition, and defined by its relentless, breathless energy. More than 8 million people, over 200 languages spoken, 5 boroughs, the Bronx, Brooklyn, Manhattan, Queens, and Staten Island. This is New York City, and it never, ever sleeps. Today, we explore the story of one of the most iconic cities in human history. Where did it come from? What makes it tick? And why do millions from every corner of the globe still dream of making it here? Long before the skyscrapers, long before the subways and the sirens, this land belonged to the Lenape people, who called it Mannahatta, meaning island of many hills. In 1626, Dutch colonists established a trading post here and named it New Amsterdam. They reportedly purchased the island from the Lenape for 60 guilders worth of trade goods. It was the beginning of a city that would one day change the world. In 1664, the British seized control and renamed it New York, after the Duke of York. Under British rule, the settlement grew steadily, becoming a crucial port and commercial hub. The birth of a nation. New York played a pivotal role in the American Revolution. After independence was won, it became the first capital of the United States. On April 30th, 1789, right here on Wall Street, at Federal Hall, George Washington took his oath as the first president of the United States. New York was never just a city. From its very beginning, it was an idea that people from everywhere could come here, work hard, and build something. That idea is still alive today. Ellis Island and the Great Wave of Immigration. Between 1892 and 1954, over 12 million immigrants passed through Ellis Island, the gateway to America. They came from Italy, Ireland, Poland, Russia, China, and dozens of other nations. They came with almost nothing, and they built everything. The neighborhoods they created still define New York today: Little Italy, Chinatown, Harlem, the Lower East Side, each one a world within a world. My grandfather came here in 1910 with $12 in his pocket. He spoke no English, but he believed in this city, and this city gave him a life. That's what New York does. No skyline on Earth is more recognizable. The towers of Manhattan are not just buildings, they are monuments to human ambition. Each one has a story. Each one changed the way we think about what is possible.
When it opened in 1931, the Empire State Building was the tallest building in the world, standing at 1,454 feet with its antenna. It was built in just 410 days during the darkest years of the Great Depression. Over 7 million people visited every year. For decades, it was more than just a building. It was a symbol, a promise, that even in the hardest of times, humans can reach for the sky. Standing on her island in New York Harbor, Lady Liberty has watched over the city for over a century. A gift from France, dedicated in 1886, she has become the most powerful symbol of freedom and welcome in the world. Her torch still burns, a beacon for all who seek a better life. The Brooklyn Bridge. When it opened in 1883, the Brooklyn Bridge was the longest suspension bridge ever built. Engineering experts called it impossible. Yet there it stands, over 140 years later, still carrying thousands of people across the East River every single day. A triumph of vision and perseverance. New York's skyline is a living document. Every building tells you something about the era it was built in, the economy, the politics, the culture. When you look at this city, you're looking at history made physical. One World Trade Center. One World Trade Center is the tallest building in the Western Hemisphere. Built on the site of the greatest tragedy in the city's modern history, it stands not just as a building, but as a declaration. New York endures. New York rebuilds. New York does not surrender.
The New York you see in movies is usually Manhattan, but the real heartbeat of the city, that lives in the neighborhoods, in the boroughs, in the places where real New Yorkers actually live. Brooklyn. Brooklyn, once dismissed as Manhattan's shadow, is now one of the most celebrated urban environments on the planet. Its streets are alive with music, food, art, and the particular pride of people who refuse to be overlooked. The Brooklyn Dodgers may have left, but Brooklyn's spirit never did. The Bronx. The Bronx is the birthplace of hip-hop, the musical genre that would go on to conquer the entire world. In the summer of 1973, in a recreation room on Sedgwick Avenue, DJ Kool Herc threw a back-to-school party. He looped a drum break on his turntable, and in that moment, hip-hop was born. The Bronx gave the world its most influential art form. DJ Marcus Reed, music producer, The Bronx. People don't realize everything you hear today in music, in fashion, in language, it traces back here. The Bronx didn't just create a genre, it created a culture that went everywhere. Harlem. Harlem is the cultural capital of Black America. In the 1920s and 30s, the Harlem Renaissance turned this neighborhood into the global center of African American art, literature, and music. Langston Hughes wrote here, Duke Ellington played here, James Baldwin walked these streets, and the Apollo Theater, perhaps the most famous entertainment venue in America, still stands on 125th Street, still launching legends. Queens. Queens is the most ethnically diverse urban area in the world. Walk through Jackson Heights and you'll hear Spanish, Hindi, Tibetan, and Bengali within a single block. Flushing's Chinatown rivals Manhattan's. The food alone, the most extraordinary international cuisine on the planet, available for under $15 a meal. Central Park. And then there is Central Park, 843 acres of green in the middle of Manhattan. Designed by Frederick Law Olmsted and Calvert Vaughn in 1858, it was a radical idea. Carve out a democratic park where every New Yorker, rich or poor, could breathe, rest, and be human. It remains one of the greatest gifts a city has ever given its people. If New York has a nervous system, it runs through Wall Street. The New York Stock Exchange, founded in 1792, is the largest stock exchange in the world by market capitalization. Every day, trillions of dollars move through this small stretch of lower Manhattan. What happens here shapes economies on every continent. New York is the headquarters for more Fortune 500 companies than any other city in the United States. It is home to the United Nations, the closest thing the world has to a governing body. Its GDP, if measured as a country, would rank among the top 20 economies on Earth. Silicon Alley and the new economy. New York has reinvented itself economically in the 21st century. Once dependent on manufacturing and finance alone, the city now leads in technology, media, fashion, healthcare, and the creative industries. Silicon Alley, the tech corridor stretching through Midtown and downtown Manhattan, is now one of the most important startup ecosystems in the world. I could have gone to San Francisco, but I chose New York, because here you're surrounded by every industry at once. Your next investor might be at the same dinner as your next customer, your next hire, and your next competitor. The density of this city is its superpower. The soul of the city.